Okay, in regards to the laws of Shabbat, an halacha that comes up sometimes is in Yechavedah, the Rabbi talks about in Chelik Bet. A person is allowed to take a bouquet of flowers and put it into a water vase on Shabbat. So the Rambam in the 8th chapter of Chot Shabbat, he says if a person puts seeds into water and lets them soak, is a breaking Shabbat, says Rambam, because he's doing zorea. He's actually promoting growth of a plant, and therefore that's considered under the labor of planting. So therefore, seemingly it sounds like putting things into water so they should not die or they should grow is planting. So maybe putting the bouquet should be asur. And also the Gemara in Sechet Sukkah says that the person is allowed to return the lulav to the water on the Yom Tov, and if, like, let's say a person finished shaking the lulav, he's allowed to put it back in a vase of water. It shouldn't wilt. The lulav and the simaravot should not die. Sounds like only if you put it in water before the Hag, you're allowed to return it. The words of the Gemara are you're allowed to return the lulav to the water. Sounds like you're not allowed to put it in the water to begin with on purpose in the first time. So Shulchan Aruch Shinam Vav brings the halacha about the seeds. He says you can't put seeds into water so they should grow. And then the Ramah over there, he says that a person he's allowed to put a bouquet of flowers into water as long as they're not going to open more. If they're going to open more, if the roses or the plant or whatever it is still closed, the bisamim are still closed, and they're going to open more because you put it into the water, that will be promoting growth, and the Ramah says it'll be asur. However, many Rishonim debate what's the reason. What's the reason putting it into water will be asur? Is it promoting growth, or is it because a person, by the lulav case, it's because he's fashioning a vessel. He's actually, the lulav is muktzeh. You would think it's muktzeh if it's Shabbat or Yom Tov. So for the mitzvah, you're allowed to move it around. But once you finish the mitzvah, so why are you moving it around? Okay, so you're allowed to put it back in the water in order that it shouldn't die. But flowers and bisamim, they're not like mitzvah lulav. They're not muktzeh. I want to smell the bisamim. I want to smell the flowers. I should be able to use it all the time. And that's what the Rashba explains. So therefore, the Rashba, quoted by Ravadia in the Tshuva, he says that therefore it be permitted to put flowers into a vase of water, even if it's the first time. Technically, there is what to rely on, even if it's going to open, but he says the person should be mahmir. If it's going to open more because he put it in the water, better to avoid it. But definitely, even if you didn't put it in the water before the Shabbat, you're allowed to put it into a vase of water on Shabbat. So therefore, the person bought a bouquet of flowers, the wife forgot to put it in the vase before Shabbat, and they want to put it in the vase on Shabbat, be mutar, to be permitted. The person has to check first that they're fully open, then you'll be most opinions, you'll be permitted to put that the bouquet in the vase of water even on the Shabbat. We were speaking during the week about the Gemara Masechet Gittin, how the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash. So the story of Bar Kamsa, already Vespasian, he already started sieging in Yerushalayim. The Biryonim burned down all the storehouses full of food. And the Gemara says Marta Bat Baitus, one of these very wealthy Jewish noblewomen, that she said to her servant, "Go bring flour. I want to make bread." So he went to the store. There was no flour. He said, "Bring whole wheat." There's no whole wheat. Bring barley. There's no barley. She got fed up, and she went to the store to go see, and they saw that the store was empty. There's nothing on the shelves. The famine started. She got so upset, and as she was walking outside, she stepped on one of the seeds of the fruit that Rabbi Tzadok sucked on. Rabbi Tzadok fasted 40 years and only ate at night for the sake of the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash that shouldn't happen. So one of the seeds was on the floor. She stepped on it and got disgusted, and from this disgust, she was so upset she got a panic attack and she started dying. And in that moment, the Gemara says she took all her gold, all her silver, all her money. She started throwing it in the streets as she was dying. And she said, "What do I need this for? Am I going to eat the money? What am I going to do with this money? I'm going to die now. Oh, this famine. Look where we are." So for the rest of us to know, it's a big lesson for us. And the Shabbat reminds us this world is temporary. A person cannot think that because I have a lot of money, all my problems will be solved. When are you going to eat the money when there's a famine, when there's a war? Where are you going to go when your son is misbehaving? You give him money, all of a sudden he starts behaving. You have a problem in your life with your wife. You just give her money, everything will be money will solve all your issues. People think, you have money, you have joy. That's not true. When you have wisdom, you have knowledge, you have Torah, you have joy. Money can help you along the way. It's a tool. It's only a hammer. Look at Marta Babaitis. She was dying. She saw that nothing was going her way. She took the money. She said, "What do I need this for? What is it going to help me?" Well, at the end of the day, the things that you cannot buy, those are the things that are priceless.